haven't made a proper video tearing apart someone else's video in a while now. And when I saw that Isaac Butterfield had made a video attacking Joey Carbstrong, I knew it was time to yeet.
Oh my god, can you believe it? Another vegan video from this Butterfield bloke.
Well, I'm not that surprised. It's just the next installment in the seemingly never-ending train wreck that is Isaac Butterfield's attempt to criticize veganism.
Has he got anything else to write about?
Wait, this is scripted? You're telling me this is actually the product of your careful thought? I mean, that's just depressing.
Well, I don't know. Maybe, but I really enjoy this shit.
Well, maybe you're a bit of a masochist.
Anyway, I also thought I should make this video and talk some mad shit because of what happened last week.
Now, I don't know what he's about to talk about, but what I know is that he's about to get something wrong. Is he about to take some isolated instance of crazy vegan behavior and use it as a general attack on veganism or vegans? Is he about to misrepresent something legitimate that vegans are doing? Who knows? Let's find out.
Now, maybe you didn't see this last week, but in New South Wales, here in Australia, farmers became the target of abuse from radical vegan dickheads. They were sent letters urging them to use a bullet upon themselves, saying if they can't handle the drought, to end their own life.
It's like I'm inside his mind, isn't it? So he's doing one of the things that I guessed he might be doing, which is taking a particular instance of bad vegan behavior, then using it as a general attack on vegans and or veganism. Will he actually do any justice to the ethical issue that has these people incensed? No, of course not.
This is one of the letters that was sent, and I'm not going to read it because I don't want to get, the old YouTube to be angry at me, but...
Oh, well, I'll read it because we're sure as fuck not taking your characterization at face value. Okay. Hey, loser. No one cares that you have to send livestock to slaughter. All the better when you are forced to send your breeding stock. If you cannot handle the drought, use a bullet on yourself. You know you want to. No one cares whether you live or die, not even your family. So I really just have 3 things to say about that letter. The first is that you haven't actually established that it came from a vegan. It's kind of important, just a little bit. The second is that even if you do establish that it came from a vegan, you wouldn't have additionally established that it's representative of the attitudes of vegans generally, or of the ideology of veganism. And then thirdly, if you want to retreat to saying, well, I'm not attacking the attitudes of vegans generally, or the ideology of veganism, I'm just picking out particular instances of bad vegan behavior, you're not acknowledging the fact that when you cherry pick instances of vegans behaving like assholes and present those to the public without any kind of caveat, like that this might not be representative of how vegans generally think, or that this might not be representative of the actual ideology, or that even if these people are behaving inappropriately, they have legitimate ethical concerns, you're just sliming a completely legitimate ethical movement.
Can you imagine being the type of person that would send this letter not only to another person, but another person when they're doing it really tough, when they're in this state of depression because they can't make any money because the very ground that they rely upon to grow their crops or feed their cattle or whatever is dead. It's dry, it's dust, it's shit, it's not working anymore because it's not raining. And then you go along and you say to this person to kill themselves. If someone kills themselves when you tell them to kill themselves, you should personally be held accountable. You don't know what someone's going through. You don't know if you're going to be the straw that breaks the camel's back. Fuck you.
Yep, we can probably all agree about that. So, good thing this person hasn't even been established to be a vegan, let alone a vegan who's representative of the attitudes of vegans generally, or of the ideology of veganism. Next.
So I thought for one last time in 2019, unless something else happens in the next 2 weeks, let's talk shit about vegans, shall we, as a family?
Excellent logic there, Isaac. A black person did something shitty the other week. So let's all talk shit about black people together. Oh, wait. That kind of seems discriminatory against black people generally for no good reason, doesn't it? I wonder if that applies in the vegan case.
Have you ever wondered what vegans get up to when they're not being an absolute pain in the entire rectum of the world, standing in the middle of streets, screaming at people, blocking traffic, and just being the absolute scrotum of society?
No, I've never wondered that because I don't think in loaded questions.
Well, sometimes, like you or me, they go to the shops. Yes, to become as healthy as Mr. Burns in that episode when he goes to the Mayo Clinic and the syringe goes through his arm. Classic episode. To become that healthy, vegans have to buy produce. They have to buy food. They have to put all the nutrients in their system.
That sounded like a shot at vegan health. I wonder if Isaac provided any evidence. That's a rhetorical question. Next.
And what man better to give us the details, give us the whole whirlwind that is the vegan lifestyle when you go to the supermarket than the great man, Joey Carbstrong. This should be interesting, a man who relies upon carbohydrates to get big and bulky when we know that most vegans are just fat people who eat heaps of carbs.
Well, I couldn't speak to Joey's personal diet, and it's such a pointless thing to get hung up on that I don't even think I care to go ask him. As for the notion that vegans are fat people who eat a bunch of carbs, I mean, what's the evidence for that exactly? I'm pretty sure vegans do get a higher percentage of their calories from carbs, but I'm not aware of any negative health outcomes associated with that. With respect to them being fat, I mean, what's the evidence for that? I was pretty sure that vegans have the lowest average BMI. Do you want to just give some evidence for either of those claims?
Anyway, moving swiftly onwards, Joey Carbstrong made this video, and I'll just go out and say this at the start. I will not make any assumptions about Joey or his lifestyle. No, I will. He's a turd, okay? Let's be honest. Joey's a big old turd.
Turd, though.
You ready, turd?
Alright, so here we are at the front of Aldi, another UK supermarket. I've never been in Aldi before, I don't shop in Aldi.
You think you're a bit too good for Aldi, you big old pussy? You think you're too good for those $50 50-inch Cham Chung Hong Chung TVs?
Too good for Aldi, though. Pussy, though. Too good for 50-inch TV, though.
You fucking asshole. Aldi's where it's at! For like cleaning products, probably wouldn't buy meat from there. It's a bit gross.
So we're going to learn together. I'm going to go in here and see if we can easily be a vegan in Aldi. Let's do it. This place is designed really weird. I'm used to Sainsbury's and Tesco's. I don't know where anything is over.
Hey, hang on a second. Does this motherfucker have a vegan tattoo? A vegan neck tattoo? Oh my god! What the fuck is wrong with you, you turd? You turd of society, you! Neck tats are only alright when you got brotherhood, or family, or fucking on your neck, alright? None of this vegan shit. Oh, gross, mate. You'd be better off having your second girlfriend out of high school's name tattooed on your neck. Oh, Cherie, I'll be with you forever, you fucking hot slut.
Alright, boys. Back to the drawing board. We're gonna have to reinvent our whole philosophy. We've been destroyed. Neck tattoo, though.
Alright, so here we are at the section where they sell breast milk, which is...
Breast milk. Oh, big bad Joey ain't happy no more. He's having a full panic attack in the milk aisle. What a fucking goose. It's milk. It's the milk aisle. Skim milk. Normal milk. Lactose-free milk. It's milk. Calm down. We just want milk that tastes like real milk, motherfucker. Don't get me wrong. I drink almond milk because the Butts is on the old keto diet again after he went on tour and put on way too many kilos from drinking too many beers. But back on the keto, and it's really helping being in my studio today because it's 40 fucking degrees outside and I'm sweating like an absolute pig.
Yeah, I mean, he really looks like he's having a panic attack. Seems accurate. Let's watch that again so we can really appreciate the panic attack that Joey's having.
Alright, so here we are at the section where they sell breast milk.
Yeah, I mean, that's a panic attack if I've ever seen one.
Highly weird and sexual abuse. If you saw Ed's...
Sexual abuse. Now, I take umbrage at that because I'm pretty sure a sexual abuse victim would probably be a little upset that you compare their horrible atrocity that they went through, being attacked by someone, to a cow having its udders squeezed by a machine. I'm sure that's not overly comfortable. Maybe it is. I don't know. You don't know. You're not a fucking cow, alright? But it's not as bad as sexual assault, dickhead. Joey, you deserve a nipple cripple, fuckface.
Okay, so a few things to say. Firstly, it's absolutely disgusting to leverage the suffering of sexual abuse victims in order to shame vegans for standing up for other sexual abuse victims. Like, what a terrible thing to do. Oh, and if you think I'm begging the question by calling dairy cows sexual abuse victims, the reason that I'm doing that is that if I use a term for humans, I will always apply that term to animals unless I'm aware of an acceptable symmetry breaker, and in this case, I'm not. Secondly, whether there are some sexual abuse victims who would be upset by a given proposition doesn't tell you that proposition's truth value. It's possible for a victim to not empathize with another victim. That doesn't mean the other victim isn't a victim. So if it doesn't actually bear on whether milking a cow is sexual abuse, why exactly is it relevant? It just seems like a shaming tactic. Thirdly, it seems to me like Butterfield is just begging the question against the notion that milking a cow is sexual abuse. When he says it's not as bad as sexual abuse, he's assuming that it isn't an instance of sexual abuse, which is the very thing that's in question. So starting from the assumption that it's not is begging the question. Fourthly, it seems like Butterfield is attacking a weaker version of Joey's view, where dairy is sexual abuse in virtue of milking alone, as opposed to in virtue of milking and, I don't know, say, the cycle of involuntary fisting? Fifthly, even on the weaker version of Joey's view, I don't think that Butterfield would be able to name the trait with respect to why the human instance would qualify as sexual abuse, but the animal instance wouldn't. I don't know, maybe it's intelligence? Do you think it's okay to milk the disabled? I'd love to see how he gets around that one.
Frozen berries, really good. Smoothie mixes, really good. Not vegan, not vegan, not vegan. Where's all the vegan ice creams? They don't have any vegan ice creams in there?
You don't deserve vegan ice cream, Joey, with your shit neck tat and your bad attitude. Suck a big old dick, that's what you need.
Wow, powerful argument there, bro.
Dairy here. More dairy. More dairy.
This motherfucker seems terrified of dairy. We need more dramatic music. If only Joey knew now what he didn't know before, that the cow was coming. It was gonna squeeze milk through its udder through the door.
Well, he doesn't look particularly scared, but, I mean, if anything's scary about dairy, it's probably the whole, Holocaust thing, right? Holocaust bad? I mean, it's funny that we have to even have that conversation. Next.
Baby chickens hacked up into pieces.
Baby chickens hacked into pieces. No, Joey. This was a chicken. This was a baby chicken. Now it's delicious food. When the animal dies, it becomes food. It is food. That's why we're the kings of the jungle, baby. Chickens should have stayed fucking dinosaurs 65 million years ago. Pfft. Pussies.
Baby humans hacked into pieces? No, it was a baby human. Now it's food. High quality ethical reasoning there. Keep it up.
Stolen breast milk, coagulated, solidified, and salt added.
Stolen breast milk? You make it sound like someone's just run along past a lady feeding a baby in a park on the tip and just had a couple of squishes, couple of squirts into the mouth, into a little shot glass, and then pissed off down the road. It's not stolen. I mean, they don't give consent. But how do you get consent off a cow? Do you get consent of a cow to give it a leg operation if it's got a broken hip? Or do you just go in there and do it? No! You go in there and do it, and you save that cow's life with that hip operation, just like you squeeze its tits, and it has a great old day, and it's not walking around with big old milk in its udder, alright? Cows don't like that shit, I'm sure. I see cows when I'm driving through the country doing comedy shows. They're standing there, looking at us, in the car going, "Squeeze me! Squeeze me!"
I think Butterfield is reasoning that since we consider it morally good to do certain things which are clearly in the interest of unconsenting beings to them without their consent, that, it's morally good or at least acceptable to do other things to them that, without their consent, that may not be in their interest. Well, that reasoning is going to be particularly funny if we stretch it a step further, stop texting me, and talk about, something like beating. Well, we would fix the broken leg of an unconsenting being, so, we don't need their consent for that. I mean, why would we need their consent to beat them, right? But even if we give him a bit of a steel man and we assume he's just talking about the case of the milking, I still don't think he'd be able to find a symmetry breaker, as I said before. He'd still say that it's wrong to, involuntarily milk a woman, even if the suffering is minimal. I don't know what the symmetry breaker is supposed to be with respect to doing that to an animal. And obviously that's setting aside the pragmatic problem that the suffering is not minimal, right? There's tons of other suffering that has to happen in order for the cows to get to those milk machines, and most cows are factory farmed, all the obvious stuff.
There's pancetta, which is I think it's Italian bacon, American style bacon, Spanish chorizo. The point I'm trying to make is pigs are murdered all over the world.
They're widely accepted as food all over the world. Because it's delicious. Bacon, salami, all that shit. Marvelous.
Widely accepted as food, though. Tastes good, though. I mean, do I even need to explain why these are bad reasons to be massacring pigs? Let's just run them through name the trait, right? Do you think it's ethical to murder humans if it's widely accepted to do so? Do you think that it's ethical to murder humans if they taste good? Which, apparently they do, right? Be curious what you think about that, Isaac.
This is pate. It's basically blended up liver.
Blended liver, okay, that sounds disgusting, I agree, but the liver and organs are some of the most nutrient-dense foods you can eat. If I didn't think it was gross, I'd probably eat it as well. But I do think it's gross, and I shan't be. Anyway, moving on.
Nutrient-dense, though. Yeah. Isaac, do you think that if some portion of the human body is nutritionally dense, that we're justified in murdering them to harvest this part of their body? If not, then what the fuck is the trait?
This must be the vegan section. So these corn products, these are eggs. So corn isn't a vegan company. This is what I get from corn. I got a chicken grease slice as well.
This is what confuses me the most. These guys go out of their way to save animals, to become activists around animal lives and all this type of shit, and then they go and buy vegan products that's talking about chicken strips and chicken slices and diced pretend chicken. It's fucking a bit weird. Oh, I fucking hate meat eaters, bro. I hate how they eat chicken all the time. Ooh, yum. Chicken. Vegan chicken. I'm gonna eat the fuck out of that pretend part of an animal. Do you understand how fucking retarded that is?
No, I don't. We make things that taste like the things we like, but with no Holocaust. Seems kind of simple.
Yeah, so there's some more stuff in here. They got a little oriental vegetable selection here. Pigs in a blanket. How sadistic and weird. One piece of a pig wrapped around another piece of a pig. Like, if you're gonna get oven-baked fries, they're always in vegetable oil most of the time. Just double check though. Bunch of stuff here. Vegan sausage rolls.
Vegan sausage rolls. That sounds like the worst time ever. This is the thing with all these vegan foods. Now, whether vegans are so unhealthy, the vast majority of them...
What the fuck? What's the argument for that? What's the evidence?
It's because all they do is eat processed shit food.
Do vegans eat processed food at a higher rate than non-vegans? Is processed vegan food on average less healthy than processed carnist food? And most importantly, what are the actual health outcomes for people being vegan and non-vegan? We're not going to get evidence. It's Isaac Butterfield. Who are we kidding?
He hasn't even gone to the veggie section yet. That's what vegans should be fucking eating. All veggies, right? But no, they're eating little pretend sausage rolls. They're smashing vegetable oil, which is terrible for you. Absolutely terrible for you, vegetable oil. Don't have vegetable oil.
What's the evidence that vegans are consuming vegetable oil at a higher rate than carnists?
Terrible. Bad. Get butter in your life. Bit of grass-fed butter, ladies and gentlemen. Stick that up your ass, you'll be healthy as an ox.
What's the evidence that butter is healthy?
Breast milk. Oh, let's see if they've got vegan mayonnaise. No, this has got eggs, period, chicken periods. Like
chicken periods. Okay, I've heard this before. And are you such a misogynist that you think periods are gross? Fuck you, Joey. Periods are a beautiful part of life.
Yeah, I mean, they're so beautiful that we should just holocaust billions of beings to get them, right? Period obtaining holocaust.
But the stuff is here. Christmas is coming up, so people... I can't even pick this up. Shopping in a morgue. Dead body in a bag. Exactly how the mafia do it.
The mafia. Shut the fuck up, Joey. It's a delicious bird. That is it. Once again, if it didn't want to be eaten, it should have stayed a fucking velociraptor 65 million years ago. But no, it's a big, dumb, fuck-off turkey. I think we all get the point. Joey Carbstrong is a fucking idiot.
Shut the fuck up, though. Tasty, though. Go be a velociraptor, though. Well, Joey Carbstrong has been destroyed. He may as well just, go into hiding.
Anyway, moving on to happier vegan news. A vegan who has been in that lifestyle for a long old time has decided to go the whole other fucking side of the spectrum and go full carnivore. Meat eater, right? Meat, eggs, fish, that's fucking it. Bit of poultry on the side, nothing else, right?
Increased support for the Holocaust is good.
And her audience, like vegans often do, absolutely freak the fuck out.
Is there actually evidence that the freak out is larger when a vegan YouTuber goes carnist than when a carnist YouTuber goes vegan? And even if there is, all that would establish is that vegans are more likely to freak out. Wouldn't establish that they're wrong.
But her results were really interesting.
Is there any evidence of a positive health outcome that she was able to achieve that she would not be able to achieve on a vegan diet?
I had a very similar diet to this a few years ago, and I lost 34 kilos from it. Now, a year or two went by and I put probably half of it back on. I was on the road non-stop and having bad food choices. Now I'm dropped back about half of that weight that I put on from being back on it. But a keto diet is very similar, and I urge you, if you are overweight or looking to lose weight, we'll find out exactly what a keto diet is and do it.
Can you actually provide any evidence that weight loss is more effective on a keto than well-planned vegan diet?
But I think this lady, what she said at the end of the video was really, really interesting. She goes on to say that she found some massive health benefits from this, and she's not going to continue to just eat animal foods.
Can you provide evidence that these benefits, whatever they are not achievable on a vegan diet?
Because this carnivore diet, I tried the carnivore diet for 2 weeks. I didn't want to look at a steak again. And she had basically the same thought. But I think that what she said at the end was very interesting, because she basically just said, I'm going to eat a diet that is majority animal products. So if you are going to eat animal products, make sure you eat grass-fed shit, because the grain-fed shit's no good.
Again, same kind of question. Is there any evidence that eating the grass-fed shit is going to give you better health outcomes than a vegan diet?
But don't be a vegan.
Why? What is the argument for that?
I try to play the fence all year and be like, no, vegans are healthy. Fuck them. Fuck the dogs.
What's the evidence that vegans aren't healthy?
Get some meat on your fork and shove it down your throat and you'll be happier for it. Ladies and gentlemen.
Evidence?
Be a good motherfucker. Fuck me, I got a tea towel. It's 45 fucking degrees in here. Jesus Christ, these lights are hot as fuck. Fuck you, Joey Carbstrong. Bye. Be a good motherfucker. Peace in the Middle East. Me dick stinks. Bye.
Alright, well that's the end of Isaac's cringy video. Now, Isaac, I know you won't defend your position, so there's really no point in even saying this, but if you actually want to attempt to defend carnism, a bunch of us are happy to debate you. If I don't have enough followers, debate someone like Vegan Gains. Why won't you actually stand up for this shit in a proper conversation where someone can hold your feet to the fire? I wonder. Alright, that's all for today. If you guys like this content, support on Patreon, buy merch on Teespring, and join the Discord. That's where we all hang out. Till next time.